We're John and Jennifer Duffner. We're from Buxton, North Dakota. We're actually not from Buxton, but we live out in the country. Actually, quite a ways out in the country. Probably the biggest memory of farming early on was following my dad to the field. I drove pickup when I was 6. I was too little to reach the pedals. Dad told me when I got to the field if I couldn't get the truck stopped, I had to drive around in circles until he got there. One of the principles that I learned from my dad is that you don't quit until the job's done. And you do it right the first time. In this part of the country, we have a very short growing season. We start planting edible beans around May 20th. Not May 15th, not May 25th, it's May 20th. If we don't get them planted during that time frame, they'll probably freeze off in the fall and you'll have an unsellable crop. It's pretty easy when you have your whole year's income on the line to not hit the snooze button in the morning. All decisions in life aren't quite that crystal clear. I remember the time in 1988 where I was going to make millions. I put half the farm in garbanzo beans. That year they got a disease. We didn't harvest any garbanzo beans that year. I remember just having a sick feeling in my stomach thinking that I'm gonna go broke. But you don't quit. You just hope that next year's gonna be better and you change your attitude and that's the way you have to think or you wouldn't be a farmer. What I've learned is just do the best job on what I can control and leave the rest to Mother Nature and God. So on the farm, there's a lot of things that one person can't possibly do by themselves. So Jennifer helps out. She's the go-to person. She even runs the combine during wheat harvest. Might be a little stressful for her, but she's a lot better at it than she thinks she is.
You're awesome. I think when you farm, you develop a large amount of integrity. In building the Melaleuca business, I see him driving 16 hours for an appointment or 10 hours to do a follow-up for someone. He just gives it everything he has.
No, not every day is going to go the way you had hoped that it was going to go. Some days it might rain, some days it might snow, some days they might tell you no, you're not going to get the enrollment, you're not going to develop the director, but in the big scope of things, whether they decide to build a business or they don't, there's always another year for garbanzo beans. In my opinion, what's next? I really want to help as many people win as possible. It's kind of like when you plant one little seed of corn in the spring and you get to harvest a whole cob of corn in the fall. It's a good feeling when you create something like that.
And a house.
And a house.
Sorry.
One of our goals was to build a house out here on the farm, and we want to pay cash for it. Part of it is the peacefulness of being able to do your own thing. I don't want to have to go to the bank and beg for a mortgage. It's a hard goal to reach, but that's what we want to do. My grandfather moved here during the Depression, farmed for many years. So for the last 3 generations, that's what we've been doing. We are farmers on this piece of property. I'm John.
And I'm Jennifer.
Farming has taught me to work really hard for the things that are important to us.
And our next milestone is building a new home.
And we're going to pay cash for it.
And that's what's next.